In order to set up your apparatus, you need the following. You need a 2-liter pitcher. Now, if you notice, I haven't filled this all the way up to the brim. It's just a little bit below, or it's between 1.5 liters and 1.75 liters. Next up is my 100 milliliter graduated cylinder. Now, if you look at this, it's almost filled to the brim. The reason that this is filled up is because what I'm going to do is I'm going to invert this into my 2-liter pitcher. Now, the other components of my apparatus are this test tube and this rubber stopper with tubing threaded through it. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be carrying out our reaction in here, putting this cap on, and capturing the gas that is produced in this reaction in our grad cylinder. So in order to do that, what we need to do is we need to invert our 100 mil graduated cylinder. Now, whenever I inverted my graduated cylinder, what I'm going to do on page number 163, which is incorrectly labeled part 1 of my procedure, I am going to record my initial graduated cylinder volume. And so this might seem a little bit odd, but what I'm doing is I'm reading from the bottom, and I see that I have 44 milliliters of gas already in this grad cylinder. Now, one thing that I'd like you to recognize about your grad cylinder is that as long as you have 10 milliliters of gas in here, you'll be able to observe any sort of change in volume of gas up to 100 milliliters. So now that I have this in place, I'm gonna set it aside. But the next part of my procedure is to very carefully thread this tubing into the bottom of my grad cylinder. So I'll lift this up a little bit and then just a second. Now you can look closely and see that indeed the tubing is in the grad cylinder, and now what I can do is have my reaction take place in here and very carefully and easily put the cap on. So any gas that is evolved goes into my grad cylinder. Now, what I always want to be certain of is to review my grad cylinder's gas volume to make sure that it hasn't changed at all. As you can see, my hand did get wet, but this is deionized water. I'm not introducing any sort of acid in there or anything like that, so I don't have to worry too much.